Hello and welcome to Sarcastic Videos. Today I'm going to be talking about Glow, the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling TV series that was released on Netflix. This stars Alison Brie and Betty Gilpin, as well as Marc Maron and Chris Lowell. This is actually a really good show. It was fun and entertaining. For me, I was a wrestling fan as a kid, and I actually watched Glow when it was on in the first place. So this was really entertaining and very nostalgic, especially like seeing the '80s haircuts and fashion, and watching. There's one scene where a girl goes through the pregnancy test, and just seeing how complicated it was back then was funny to watch. The music is great. There's lots of songs from the '80s in there. It's very entertaining. The actual show itself though is really good, and I like seeing behind the scenes type movies or shows where they show you like how things are done, like decisions are made, productions are created, directors' choices, things like that. Marc Maron plays the director, and he was hired by Chris Lowell, who's a Bash, and he's just like a rich kid who really likes wrestling and wanted to start his own wrestling company only with girls. And this was back when WWF was huge, so that was his idea, and it was a decent idea. But Marc Maron didn't know anything about wrestling, or his character didn't know anything about wrestling, and wanted to create like some kind of weird show with almost like a teleplay with fighting in there, and it was kind of weird what he was creating. But seeing them get together and get on the same page and finally create something, and watching all these girls go from the beginning episode where they have no idea what they're doing to the end episode where they're putting on these productions and an actual televised episode with lots of good fighting and stories and things like that. It was entertaining. The acting is great. Marc Maron is great as Sam Sylvia, who's like he's a kind of a B or maybe even a C movie director who's done a lot of cheesy flicks, mostly horror. And Chris Lowell is Bash, the producer, and he at one point says like, "I love your movies, they're so funny," and Marc Maron's like, "They're not comedies." Like, that's the kind of relationship they have. And Marc Maron, of course, knows nothing about wrestling. He even fires the one guy who was hired to actually teach wrestling moves. So a lot of the show is the women relying on themselves. Like, they're teaching themselves these moves. They're learning from friends. They're not learning anything. The director's not helping them with that. He's just kind of putting them together and trying to tell stories. They're the ones that have to learn all the moves of themselves and how to actually wrestle themselves, which you can see the ones that are trying the hardest and the ones that aren't. But eventually they all do. They all try hard. And I guess it's a story of empowering the way they do it. Alison Brie is the main character. She's just, the actress who's down on her luck, can't get anything, so she kind of, out of desperation, goes to do this. But because she's kind of a real go-getter when it comes to this kind of stuff, like her career and acting and whatever job she's doing, she really puts her heart and soul into it. So it's really good watching her, try and take on this role, like just take on every role, really trying to get this production on the air. But Betty Gilpin is actually really good. I've never seen her before, but she's great as the ex-friend of Alison Brie's character, who, they get in some arguments, they become not friends anymore, and then they end up on this show together, and they have to deal with that while they're also the best actors and characters on the show. So of course they're put together a lot, so they have to deal with that. And Marc Maron, the director, he sees that conflict and wants to exploit it for the show. So overall, is really good. It goes right from when they first start creating the show to the first pilot episode, and you can see all the wheelings and dealings, trying to get venues, trying to get producers, trying to get sponsors. All you see little snippets of all of that, and it's really good. It's entertaining. There are some things that take away from it, like some of the side characters aren't very strong. A couple of them are really there's more comic relief, and they're a little bit more annoying than anything else. And some of the story, some of the side character stories are kind of not that much entertaining. There's another one. Her character name is Cherry Bang, her played by Sidel Noel. She has a good secondary story subplot, but other than that, yeah, it's good though. The overall story is good. So as far as Netflix goes, I'm going to give this a thumbs up, and for a rating, I would give it an 8 out of 10. So that's Glow, which is a Netflix original series on Netflix now. So if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, or all of the above. Thank you, and have a nice day.